What is going on, everybody? It is October 15th, 2018, a little after 11 a.m. Let's go over a little market recap for the day. YGYI is making a great move here from $12 up to almost $16. We called this out over the weekend. YGYI with resistance at 14, support at 12, 10.50, and 10. Now, this came down and it touched $12 right here, and it surged all the way up to $15.50, pulled back here to $13.50, previous resistance, and then surged all the way up to $15.30, and then now it's almost touching 16. What a great move on that. Next up, we got AGRX moving from 75 cents up to over $1 to $1.13. ACRX, this gapped up Friday and it just went sideways all day, and then this gapped up today, and all we're seeing on it is just selling. NBEV is another one, a pot stock. It's starting to come back. This is surged up from $6 to almost $7. But I won't lie, so far today, it's been kind of tough. We've been seeing a lot of choppiness in the market, a lot of violent moves up and a lot of violent moves down. And then we got NIO gapping up today from the 730 area, and it spikes up to a high of 830. And again, more just choppiness to it. Next up, we have CRON. CRON came out with news today. This closed pretty strong Friday, just below $10, and then this gaps up and hits pre-market highs of 1075. And again, you're just seeing more choppiness in it. And then we have EARS. EARS has been a phenomenal stock the past 3 days, going from 47 cents to a high of $1.60. Now, during the whole time the market was correcting and pulling back and crashing, this is what brought attention to traders, and traders just pushed this on up, just right on up. I did take a trade on this today. I traded this on my small account. I made a lousy, let's see, I made a lousy $71 on it, but hey, I grew it even more, and I started this account with $500, and I'm just crossing over $1,300 now. In 15 days, I've grown this account exponentially, pretty much. And I've only taken one bad trade on this, and it was like a $30 loss, but this has been a good account for me. But I was just doing that for fun. And the 200-day moving average is right here at 160. And this is still grinding up and holding this trend line. We are seeing buyers here on the bid. We'll see if it holds up, consolidates, lunch hours, and maybe tries to make a push past this 160 to test 175, $2 during power hour. We'll see. Right here we got the SPY, just real quick. So yesterday this closed in this area. Today we had a gap down, and it keeps coming up to the previous day close right here and coming right back on down. And as you can see right here, it's right at the previous day close. More than likely it's going to come right back down. Currently on the day, this still is making new lows, but we're not still seeing big sell-offs like we were the previous days here. As you can see, all of this right here. But other than that, there's not really too much going on. It's a very choppy market right now. The market is trying to rebound. We are seeing violent spikes up and violent spikes down. So right now is the time to be conservative and be patient and just hold back, I would say. And now EARS is starting to break that trend line. But this is just a quick market recap for you guys. I am green on the day, still green on the month, multiple green weeks in a row. I want to keep it up, have my patience, my discipline, and stick to what I know. And now markets are starting to turn, but there is opportunity out there. You just got to know what to look for and search for it. And don't get impatient. That's a big thing that's hurt me in the past, is being impatient. I want to try to be patient and wait for my A+ setups. What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, October 16th, a little after 10 a.m. We have a lot of stocks popping up this morning. I did take 2 trades this morning. I'll go over those in a second, but let me go over what's hot at the moment. FFHL had news this morning of it's seen a 30% increase in its Q4 internal electronic sales versus a year ago. This is a low float. Right at the open, it rips from a $2 all the way up to $3.50. First, it ripped up to a little over $3. It pulled back to $3. Then it ripped up to $3.50. This was one that I traded on. I traded, let's see, FFHL. I did chase it a little bit. After I got in on it, I just seen there wasn't any volume pushing in on it because there's a lot of stuff going on today. I was only able to pull out 180 on this one. But it's a good thing I got out on it, because now it's coming right back on down below $3, and it's got all this room to fall, but momentum could come back into this at any moment. This is still on high alert. Next up, we got FLKS. FLKS had a great gap up today. Yesterday, it went from 50 cents all the way up to $1, and it closed pretty strong. And today, it gapped up to $1.30. And I was watching this pre-market, and this is the other one I took a trade on. And it was right here at $1.40, and as soon as the market opened, it pops up to $1.50 here and pulls back to this $1.30 area. And I seen the bids were holding up. I seen huge selling on the ticker tape here, but the bids were just soaking it up. And I felt comfortable getting in on a position for it to possibly pop up from $1.30 back up to $1.50 to test the highs and maybe break out. But as soon as I got in at $1.30, it just collapsed on down. And I took a loss on this one on the small account of $230. So on the day, I'm down like $125. 2 trades, I'm right on the day. I'm done for the day. And I got to take a second and look back, or just take a second and step back for a second and realize now that I'm trading 2 accounts, I have my big account on Charles Schwab, and I have this TD Ameritrade account, which is a small account I started in the beginning of October. When I started the day, or when I start my days, in a way when the market opens, it's like I get overwhelmed because I have both accounts and I know I could trade on both of them, and I'm constantly going back and forth on which account should I trade on. At the start of the day, I should pick an account and stick with that account and only trade that account for the day. And then the next day, rotate and do the other account. I can't be overwhelming myself with which account I should trade with when the market's going on like this. This is how mistakes happen. This is rookie mistakes. These are mistakes I can't afford to make. So from going forward, this is a quick fix, and I will have it corrected by tomorrow. Is the start of a new day. We're going to start with that new game plan. I can't be trading with both accounts, because it was weird right at the beginning of FLKS. I'm thinking to myself, okay, which one do I want to trade on? Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade? Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade? And I traded on TD Ameritrade, my smaller account, which is a kind of a good thing, because on this account it would have been probably more of a loss. But I need to be more patient. I need to stick to only trading with one account for the day and then just rotate. That's what these are for, you know, just to rotate every day and grow each one a little bit each day. That's the goal, or at least try to, or grow it every week. But now that I got that out of the way, that this is my first red day, and well, last Friday I took a loss on Riot on Charles Schwab with $300, but this is my first loss on TD Ameritrade. I think in October. I think so, since I've started it. Other than that, we also have EARS. If we move on real quick, I don't want to prolong this, but EARS was yesterday. It was the grind of death. I played this one yesterday, and I was able to make a lousy $100 on it because this thing was such a slow grinder. It would pull back, and then it would move up 10 cents, and then pull back, and then move back up, and it'd make a new high of 2 cents. And that's why I called it the death grind. And it grinded. I hate playing death grind, so I got out of it. It just seemed fishy, and this grinded all the way up to $1.90, and then it got the bid pulled from it, and it dropped all the way down to $1.70 and $1.50, and then today it gaps up a little bit, and now it's testing its previous day's highs. And it's having a little bit better movement than what it did yesterday. This is only a 1 million in float stock. There's no reason really why this should be a grinder like it did all day. That's manipulation. And when there's manipulation, I want to try to stay far away from this stock as possible. So I didn't even have this on my watch list. But it is looking like it's going to test the highs, but I would just be careful with it. There's manipulation on this if you were to observe this yesterday. I also had PRPO on my list because they came out with positive revenues of they came out with Q3 revenues positive of 31% and increased, and their revenue increased to 140%, if that makes sense of what I just said. That's why I had this on my watch list, because this was gapping up. But as soon as the market opened, this just crapped. No volume came into it. Oh yeah, and AGRX was another hot one. Yesterday again, this came up from 75 cents and it tested that dollar area, broke through $1, ran up to $1.20, pulled back below $1. Today, once again, broke up through $1. This thing ran to $1.30, and now it's pulling back down to $1. So the past 3 days now, this has been a great 4 days. Look at that. Here, 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 and here. This has been a great play from 50 cents. And even before that, you know, all week and last week, this was a great play. So good job, AGRX. Next up, we got Cron. Cron's just taking a dump. Yesterday, it grinded up all day, up to $11.80. Gaps up today to $13. Just around its previous highs it hit last time. And then from 13, everybody's taking their profit, and it's all the way back down now to $11. Same thing with NBEV. Grinded up all day, had a nice gap up, everybody's taking their profits. And IGC is just choppy. Look at that. Violent swings up, violent swings down. Violent swing up, violent swing down. Very, very, very choppy. I feel like a lot of people are trying to overplay this. There's a lot of bag holders on it. It could come back. It very well could. This thing has been a zombie for sure. IGC and NBEV. And then we also have, I'm trying to move as quick as I can, guys. Where is it at? GTXI. GTXI is the one we've been had on our watch list now for some time. This had a gap down from $20 all the way down to $1, $1.30. And it was just a matter of time until momentum came into this, and this is why I was keeping an eye on this. Traders would see this. They've seen it recently. It had a huge gap down. They're going to say, hey, this is at a discounted price. It was just recently at $20. And look it. Today it finally got it from $1.60. Now it's testing $2. Its previous high that it hit from last time. It started to move back on up. As you can see right here, it had this gap down and then trended down. And then we had a gap up here and a nice spike. And then it's just been trending down with little pops ever since. And now it's starting to look like it's wanting to try to start trending back on up. Because you know stocks love to make U-shapes and fill gaps. And that's a big, big gap to fill. So this is going to be on my watch list for some time. Let's see, do we have anything else? Let's look at the SPY real quick. The SPY yesterday was just very, very choppy. And that's how it was yesterday. Very choppy. Violent swings up, violent swings down. The market closed pretty weak. But then today, the futures were gapping up, as you can see here. And right now the market's looking pretty strong as it's starting to rebound after that sell-off from last week. And now it's starting to bounce and maybe starting to work its way back up to this 280 level. We'll see. Anything could still happen. But other than that, let me bring over the biggest percentage gainers for the day. We have EARS, FLKS, AGRX, HSGX, CHK, and VTL. But the ones that I've mentioned, I would keep an eye on. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for joining me. A red day today, negative $125, and an important lesson learned today too. An easy fix. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Stay patient, be disciplined, and study, 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 guys. Later.